Wow.
Oh, God.
I'll have what she's having. There you go.
Oh.
Wait, question over there?
Yeah. Do you always get to see the character first?
Most time, right?
Yeah, not always. Like, I did a bunch of episodes of Fish Hooks from various characters, and I still haven't seen them, so. And I walked in thinking I was doing something, and then they were like, no, you're going to be an old English lady. I was like, oh, all right, well, good thing I can pull that out of my ass. So I still don't know what those characters, and I did Rango, and the character they said I was going to do, in fact, I have a mug and a t-shirt, you know, personalized things, autographed picture of the character, and I wasn't that character when I saw the movie. I was like, that's not me. Yeah, I was another part. Yeah, because they had me do a whole bunch of parts, but I even had a name, and I think Yvette Nicole did it, and I think she did. She's on Community. I think she did the part, but I didn't know until I was watching the movie who I was.
Was it one of the townspeople?
I did the townspeople and the kid with the gun, looking in the gun. Says, who's Shakespeare? And, you know, they just had me improvise all sorts of characters and lines, and it was really weird. It was fun weird, but because we did it in a sound studio, not in a, we did it on a sound stage, not in a booth. And they're like, do you want to wear a hat or have a gun? And I was like, no.
See, I gotta say, that's something funny about doing voiceover work with people who aren't voiceover people.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they just don't understand. You know, I remember there was a show, Class of 3000, and one of our producers came from like live action. And he was walking down the hall screaming, what the hell am I? Like we're making, you know, Spider-Man 9 or something. It's like, dude, everybody's getting scale. No one's getting paid enough for you to yell at them. And one time usually animation session is 4 hours long. We, booked 9 to 1. We finished early. It was like 12:30 or something. So he walks in on his cell phone. He walks in and sees all the actors packing up to leave. He's like, whoa, hold on. Where are they going? Well, we recorded the episode. We're done. I got until 1. Well, we recorded the episode. We'll find something else for him to record.
You do jingles or?
We waited until he left, and then we left.
I gotta say, it's usually really, really fun. Especially when you're doing shows with a group of people that you love and get to crack up and make stuff up.
Yeah, like this.
Any video game specific questions? Since is that supposedly the topic?
Is there anything different in voice acting for video game compared to a cartoon or anime?
Most of the video games I've done have been Naruto related, so because I've done 35 of them. 35. So I say the same thing a lot, just in different formats. So it's a little more repetitive in that way if you're doing it than a cartoon, which is a little more creative. It's a little less creative if you're doing a video game related to that. The other video games that I've done, like 5 other video games, only not Naruto related, it's a little hard to figure out because they don't tell you the whole plot, or you don't know who you are, or what the context is. And, you really, sometimes they'll be like, okay, you're walking, you're going to fall down this hole. Someone's going to come in and try and kill you, and they don't. And the next one, they do kill you, so die. All right. I'll give it a whirl. So.
Yeah, normally with video games, you often work alone in the booth. Sadly. And tragically. Sometimes you get to work together. Recently, I can't say that.
You and I got to work together on Metal Gear 4.
We did, that's right.
Because that's out. We can talk about
That's we can talk about. That's right. Phil and I did work together on Metal Gear 4, which was awesome. And so, in that case, when you get to work with someone else, I mean, everything gets lifted to a whole new level. Because you're playing off of someone else, and it's awesome. It's so much better than working alone in a vacuum. It really is.
Because you can't hear yourself over the vacuum.
You can't. It's loud. It's noisy.
Just one thing on that topic. To me, the biggest difference between like regular animation, not feature stuff, because that's long-term, sort of like video games. You spend a lot of time on it. But to me, the biggest difference between doing like a half-hour cartoon and doing a video game, aside from what Molly's talking about the length and the fact that you're, if you had the script for a video game, it would be this thick. They're not going to bother handing to you. It's like, you don't need to know.
Yeah.
But there's also the thing of, in animation, most of the dialogue is happening during the action. And in video games, most of the dialogue, the stuff that we're working on, happens in between the action. So you have a lot more exposition. In a cartoon, it's like, hey, what are you doing? Give me that! But a lot of times in video games, like, good job, Snake. Well, the next thing you need to do is find the X button and press, So it becomes a challenge to try to make that dialogue active and make choices. Although more and more games have, dialogue within the actual game itself.
Yep.
Let's get way over there in the long sleeve shirt.
So there's a recent rant on one of the gaming sites about voice actors who felt like they were being pushed too hard by the designers and micromanagement. Have you guys ever had that experience? Do you have suggestions for the design team on how to let them kind of have their own creative flow with skills to do the role that they have?
Yeah, back off and leave us alone. Let it go. We know. You're micromanagers. We're professionals. You're designers. We're actors. Take a drink. Take the edge off. Sit back.
Stay home.
Stay home.
Come here and Axel say, take a drink.
Usually the director kind of intervenes, like, between the client who's paying for it and the actor. So, if you have a really terrific director, they'll sort of, if they feel like the client is saying, you need to say it exactly like this on every line, they'll sort of massage it into saying, yeah, let's just try one the way that she wants to do it, or he does, and then, they'll slip it in there. I don't think I've ever felt micromanaged. In commercials, sure. If you record a commercial, it's pretty much a line reading.
Yeah. That was really great. Can you hit the and shave about 0.25 seconds on it? Thanks. That's micromanagement. My experience has been, obviously sometimes you get pushed in terms of having to scream, but I think you're right. It's mostly about the director. The director's job is to translate the technical and creative needs of the game makers and the technical and creative needs of the actors and make them work together. Because the thing is, a lot of people making games don't really know how to act. And a lot of people acting don't really know how to make games. And it's like, I don't understand. Why am I saying the same line over and over again? Because there are 900 different ways someone can hit you in the head with an axe. So we need to program for each of those eventualities. Like, and a lot of actors, some of us play games, some of us don't. And I think if you play games, it becomes easier and you feel less micromanaged because you sort of get it. Like, okay, this is, I gotta do the, I got it.